السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Inshallah, بإذن الله, tonight, we will be discussing Surah An-Nazi'at. I strongly encourage you, inshallah, to have Surah An-Nazi'at opened, or if you have a phone, to follow through, even if you don't know the Arabic, but it will make, inshallah, a huge difference, inshallah. Okay? Before we begin Surah An-Nazi'at, we are going to lay 3 foundational rules that will help us through many other surahs, inshallah. The first foundational rule that we will discuss tonight is an oath. So we take oath for different reasons. Sometimes we take an oath when we want to be believed, correct? For example, if a father asks their child, "Did you do your homework?" And the child says, "Yes." And he says, "Did you really do your homework?" Then the child will say, "Wallahi," and he will take an oath that I did the homework. So one of the main reasons to take an oath is to be believed, right? And if I do something with the spelling, let me know, okay? Sometimes we take an oath as a warning. Same scenario. When the father tells his child, "Wallahi, if you don't do the homework, ... I will punish you, I will take away the video games." So the oath can also be as a warning. Sometimes we take an oath in court to testify, right? In the Quran, Allah Azza wa Jal started many surahs, and there's something called the Quranic oath. What I want you to understand about the Quran and the word of Allah Azza wa Jal is that the word of Allah Azza wa Jal has emotions. Every single ayah has an emotion. The Quran is a live text. And if you're able to capture this emotion, then inshallah, you're able to engage more with the Quran. Okay? An oath in the Quran, Allah Azza wa Jal, when He takes an oath, He will take an oath by something that He has created. Al-maqsumu bihi, something that He has created. To draw your attention to that something that He has created. Also, there's something called the answer to the oath. Jawabul qasam. So sometimes the emphasis is on the oath, sometimes the emphasis is on the answer to the oath, and oftentimes it's on both. Now, the easiest example for this is Surah Al-Asr. Very easy. Wal-Asr, innal insana lafi khusr. What does Wal-Asr mean? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is swearing by time. We are running out of time. That's the oath. What's the answer to the oath? Innal insana lafi khusr. Indeed, humanity at large is at a loss because we're running out of time, except those who believe and do good deeds and counsel each other with the truth and patience. إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. So that's the oath, and that's the answer to the oath. And I want you to engage with me. Questions at the end, inshallah, but engage with me. Tell me a surah that you know where Allah Azza wa Jal has started the surah with an oath. Anybody raise your hand? Yes. Wadduha. Exactly. Allah Azza wa Jal has taken an oath by a portion of the day called Ad-Duha. That's the oath. What's the answer to the oath to that surah? ما ودعك ربك وما قلى. Allah has indeed never abandoned you. When the non-believers teased Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam and told him, Jibreel has not come for a long time. You haven't had revelation for a long time. Your Lord has abandoned you. So Allah Azza wa Jal sent and revealed down that surah to tell his prophet that Allah has not abandoned you. Okay? This surah we're about to study tonight is Surah Al-Nazi'at. Starts with an oath. Okay? So what we look for in the surah that starts with an oath, why did Allah start this surah with an oath? And is there an answer to the oath or not? Can the answer to the oath be omitted? Yes. To emphasize the meaning, sometimes Allah Azza wa Jal will keep the answer to the oath hidden. And we'll see that inshallah in Surah Al-Nazi'at. Okay? So the foundation for tonight, you have many surahs that start with an oath. Wal-Fajr, Wal-Duha, Wal-Asr, Wal-Nazi'at, Wal-Shams, Wal-Mursalat, Wal-Dhariyat, Wal-Adiyat. All of those are surahs that start with an oath. And so now, Wat-Tini was-Zaytun, right? The question now that you ask yourself when you're reading one of those surahs is why? That's called tadabbur. That's called reflection. It's not, the first level is to get the translation of the word from Arabic to English. The second level is to ask yourself why? Why did he swear by the olives? Why did he swear by the sun? Why did he swear by this? You see what I mean? Okay. And so, inshallah, what we're going to do tonight is that we're going to try to answer that why. That's the fun. The fun part is the reflection. Tafseer is trying to get to know what scholars, amazing scholars that have spent years and years and years in trying to understand what does the word nazi'at mean. We have to know what the word nazi'at mean. But the beauty of the Quran is to get to the why, try to understand the why. Okay? So, that's the oath. Any questions here, inshallah? Okay. Questions? Okay. The second foundation that we need to understand is wa and fa and thumma. Okay? Wa and fa and thumma. Those are called huruf atf or conjugation. Okay? It doesn't matter if you don't understand what this means, but what matters is what I'm about to tell you right now. The conjugation requires two things: sequence and time. What does that mean? It means when I use wa, I don't care about sequence and I don't care about time. I ate an apple and wa an orange. Okay? Sequence is irrelevant. It doesn't matter if I eat the orange first or the apple first. Time, it doesn't matter how long I took between the orange and the apple. Okay? And this is in the letter wa. Are we good? Don't get confused. Are we good? Excellent. Why is this important? Because you have category 1, category 2, category 3, category 4, and 5. The next letter is fa. The sequence is important and the time is short. For example, if I say, I made wudu, tawaddat, fasallaytu, then I prayed. It means the sequencing is important. You cannot make salah without what? Wudu. And the duration between your wudu and salah is what? Short. Okay? The last one is thumma. Thumma. Sequence is important and time is long. And it doesn't matter if you know the English translation of the word or not. It doesn't matter. What I'm about to tell you in the categories. Wa, sequence, irrelevant, time irrelevant. Fa, sequence important, time short. Thumma, sequence important and the time is long. I went to school. Thumma, I played soccer. School is 8 hours, long duration, but the sequence is important. I made wudu, fa sallaytu. Okay? Now, in these categories, it doesn't matter if you know what an-nazi'at means. It doesn't matter. But right here, wan-nazi'atu gharqan. Okay? Between 1 and 2, I put a wa. What's going on? Markers are not working. Between 1 and 2, I put a wa. Okay? وَالنَّاشِطَاتِ نَشْطًا وَالسَّابِحَاتِ سَبْحًا فَالسَّابِقَاتِ سَبْقًا فَالْمُدَبِّرَاتِ أَمْرًا. It doesn't matter if you know what it means or not, but pay close attention. Between the first ayah and the second ayah, there's a wa. Sequence is not important. And the time is not important, right? But if you see a fa, it means the sequence is important and the time is short. Like Surah Al-Adiyat. وَالْعَادِيَاتِ ضَبْحًا فَالْمُورِيَاتِ قَدْحًا. Even if you don't know what they mean, but now you know that Al-Muriyati Qadha only happens after and in a short duration of Al-Adiyat, right? Fa means short, and it has to happen after the first one. It cannot happen until the first one happens, okay? كَلَّا سَيَعْلَمُونَ ثُمَّ كَلَّا سَيَعْلَمُونَ. It means long duration and the sequence is important, okay? Now, in Surah Al-Nazi'at, which is the surah that we are discussing tonight, what's the first ayah? وَالنَّازِعَاتِ غَرْقًا, right? And then a wa. وَالنَّاشِطَاتِ نَشْطًا وَالسَّابِحَاتِ سَبْحًا. 3 different categories with a duration in between all 3 that is irrelevant. And the categories, they don't depend in the sequence on one another. But then you come to 3 and 4, وَالسَّابِحَاتِ سَبْحًا فَالسَّابِقَاتِ سَبْقًا. It means 4 is closely related to 3 and short duration. And 4 cannot happen unless 3 happens. فَالْمُدَبِّرَاتِ أَمْرًا. It means 5 is closely related to 4. And 5 cannot happen unless 4 happens. And 4 cannot happen unless 3 happens. Easy? Anybody confused? Did I lose anybody? Is that easy so far? So now you understand the wa and the fa. It's very, very important to understand this concept, and it's going to help you so much in the Quran. Take any small surah, for example. إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك. It means Allah wants you to do the tasbih really quickly. Okay? لإيلاف قريش إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف فليعبدوا رب هذا البيت. So now you understand that the fa, short duration, and the sequence is very important. Okay? All right. Are we good so far? Inshallah. Now we get into more grammar. There is something in Arabic called the absolute object. What does the absolute object mean? The absolute object means I am going to emphasize the verb by using the same exact letters of that verb, but I need to emphasize it. Like the brother over there. This guy, I love this guy so much, and this guy over here, and I love all of you, mashallah. So if I want to emphasize the word uhib, which means love, uhibbu nabil hubban. Okay? So I used the same letters of the verb to emphasize the verb. If I want to hit this brother right here, and I want to emphasize the word hit, because he's on the phone, I'm going to say, darabtu, arif, darban. Okay? You see what I mean? So when you emphasize the verb, then you're going to take the same base root of the verb, and you're going to do something called al-maf'ul al-mutlaq, or the absolute value. Okay? أحب حبا ضربت ضربا والناشطات نشطا والسابحات سبحا. So I used the exact same. Sabha means to swim, to glide, to move with ease. But I want to emphasize the motion, that the motion is so easy that the angels are floating and gliding in Allah's universe with such ease that I say, وَالسَّابِحَاتِ what? Sabhan. It's an emphasis, right? But when nazi'ati, it's not naz'an. I didn't use the same exact letters of an-nazi'at. I used a completely different one. When the maf'ul mutlaq min ghayru lafdhihi, when the absolute object is not from the same, it means I went extreme. I went to an extreme level. What does that mean? وَالْعَادِيَاتِ ضَبْحًا. That's the easiest one to explain for extreme. It's not وَالْعَادِيَاتِ عَدْوًا. Al-adiyat are the horses that are running so fast. And I didn't say, Allah Azza wa Jal didn't say, وَالْعَادِيَاتِ عَدْوًا. They are running and they are running so fast. Allah went to the extreme. When someone runs so fast, they start what? Panting. When the horses are running so fast, they make a sound. That sound is dabaha. Do you see? Allah Azza wa Jal is capturing an image here in Surah Al-Adiyat that the horses are running and they're running so fast that they're producing that sound dabaha. وَالْعَادِيَاتِ ضَبْحًا. And so in the surah for tonight, we finally get to the meaning. An-Nazi'at means Allah Azza wa Jal is taking an oath by the angels that yank with extreme force the soul of the non-believer, gharqa, immersed with full immersion, as if drowning the soul of the non-believer. So it's extreme. It's not وَالنَّازِعَاتِ نَزْعًا, it's وَالنَّازِعَاتِ غَرْقًا. So now we begin Surah An-Nazi'at. After we laid the foundation of what is an oath, what is an answer to an oath, what is wa and fa and thumma, and what is if I use the same letters in Surah An-Nazi'at, or if I use a completely different word to describe. So what does An-Nazi'at mean? What's going on here? Allah Azza wa Jal is taking an oath by the angels that either take the soul of the non-believer, وَالنَّازِعَاتِ, or the soul of the believer, وَالنَّاشِطَاتِ. One with extreme force, النازعات, and one with extreme ease, والناشطات. This is what's going to happen. This is what's happening right now. Okay? غرقا, from غرق, to drown, or to be so immersed in what they're doing that the soul of the non-believer, it's almost as if they're drowning. There's nothing easy about taking away the soul of the non-believer. That's the oath. That's the translation, right? Now comes the reflection. The question now, as we said, is why? Why is two whys. Why is Allah Azza wa Jal taking an oath by such a thing? And the second why is, why such force with the non-believer? And now is the time for anyone who wants to take a shot. I think we have another mic. I would like someone to engage. Tell me, why did Allah Azza wa Jal, in your opinion, take an oath by the angels that are taking away the soul of the non-believer? Anybody wants to take a shot? There's no right or wrong here. Take the mic. Take the mic, brother. Take the mic.
Yeah. حرف ونصف وتوكيد. When I see, wow, and noon they come together, and والنازعات. You see, Allah is already showing us that it's a true.
Yes. Why did Allah swear and take an oath? Remember one thing. Allah is not taking an oath by the angel that's taking away the soul of the non-believer during the time of death. Allah Azza wa Jalla is taking an oath by the job description that He gave to the angel. Yes, take the mic.
I think because it's gonna happen for sure. It's certain.
Yes, but why? Why take an oath by it? Why?
Because it's inevitable.
Okay. I'm going to tell you, inshallah. At that point, sister wants to say, yes? Okay. Okay. Very, very excellent. MashaAllah. All of the answers are excellent. But what's happening at the time of death? What's exactly happening at the time of death? What's happening at the time of death? What did the non-believers finally see? What are they finally seeing? Angels. Exactly. All their life, they have been denying Allah Azza wa Jal, right? All their life, they have been denying Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. All their life, the non-believers say, I don't believe in angels. I don't believe in jinn. I don't believe in heaven. I don't believe in hell. All kinds of stories. Either we are going to get reincarnated or we are going to just dissolve into space. There is no afterlife. There is no accountability. There is no judgment day. And at that moment, the world of the unseen that the believers here believed, الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ, right? We are the ones who believe in the unseen, right? At that moment, فَكَشَفْنَا عَنْكَ غِطَائِكَ فَبَصَرُكَ الْيَوْمَ حَدِيدٌ. The veil is lifted at the moment of death. And the believer and the non-believer, they get to what? Finally, see the world of the what? Of the unseen. It's an incredible transitional point. And just like the sister said, they were in a state of denial. They were in a state of denial. But at that moment, the job description of the angels with an S, وَالنَّازِعَاتِ plural, Allah Azza wa Jal is sending angels, we don't know how many, to take away the soul of the non-believer. So it's an incredible transitional point between this life and the what? And the next one. So that's the first why. The second why is, why are they taking the soul of the non-believer with force? Take a shot. Excellent. Take another shot. Why force? It boils down to the sister who said, because they don't want to go. Because the non-believer is holding on to what? Dunya, this earth, this life. I never believed, man. I have my home with my pool, with my car, with my money, with my life. This is all the life that I know. This dunya is all I've got. And now you want to come and take me away? So the description and the imagery is someone what? Drowning, gharqa. Someone who's drowning, right? Someone who's drowning doesn't want to what? He doesn't want to go down, right? And he's holding on. It's like he doesn't know how to swim. And the angels at that point, there is no mercy because they are obeying the order of Allah Azza wa Jal. It starts right there. The oath is with the moment they see the unseen. And it's such a miserable time for them to see the unseen because the angels will yank out with extreme pain the soul of the non-believer. It starts right there. You were holding on to this life so much, so much. Let's have a fight for it. The word niza' in Arabic means what? To wrestle. The word niza' means to wrestle. We're going to wrestle for it. And Allah Azza wa Jal is sending a legion of angels to wrestle the non-believer for this life. And he is holding on like a person who's drowning, extreme, holding on with everything they got. They don't want to go. وَالنَّازِعَاتِ غَرْقًا. Now we come to the believer. And now you see why there is a wa between one nazi'ati, one nashitati. That's the non-believer and that's the believer. When the believer dies, it's not dependent in sequence on the what? On the non-believer. When the time comes, the time comes. So there's no fa here. It's only a wa. Right? Somebody's dying here who's a non-believer. Tomorrow, somebody who's a believer dying. So there's no dependency on sequence or time. وَالنَّاشِطَاتِ نَشْطًا. What does the word nashit mean for those who understand or know a little bit of Arabic? Nashit is someone who's what? Happy, farhan, happy, active. Someone who plays soccer who's nashit, he's what? He's all over the court, right? Now Allah is giving glad tidings, insha'Allah, to all of us. Ameen. Telling you, you know what? You will be scared when you see the angels. You will be scared because you're leaving the loved ones behind. But they're coming to you happy, smiling, and you are happy, and you are smiling. When nashitati nashta, when they pull out your soul and they feel that you are in a discomfort, then they take it easy. And then again. And then they take it easy. And then again. Nashta, maf'ul mutlaq, absolute object, emphasis, extremely easy. Very easy. وَالنَّاشِطَاتِ نَشْطًا. And in Surah Al-Waqi'ah, the very end of Surah Al-Waqi'ah, Allah Azza wa Jal describes how the soul of as-sabiqun as-sabiqun, how that soul is greeted at the time of death. فَأَمَّا إِن كَانَ مِنَ الْمُقَرَّبِينَ, if he's from the elite believers, فَوَتْ فَرَوْحٌ وَرَيْحَانٌ, nice smell. Imagine, it's not going to happen, but imagine the angels are coming with a bouquet of flowers at the time of your death. They're coming smelling good. They're coming to give you bushra. They're coming to give you glad tidings. It's okay. You did a good job. Don't be afraid. Your time has come, but don't worry. And you're smelling a nice smell. And angels, lots of angels coming to tell you glad tidings. It's okay. وَالنَّاشِطَاتِ نَشْطًا. Can you feel the emotions in Allah's ayat? This is what I want you to feel. Every verse in the Quran has an emotion, and it's up to you to do the reflection. It's up to you. The first step is to get the translation. The second step is to reflect and to feel and engage. Number 3, there's a what? What's the harf? What's the letter between 2 and 3? If you have your phone or mushaf, you should know this. Is it a wa or a fa? No. What's number 3? Between 2 and 3. Nice guess, though. Was-sabihati sabha. A third category. Not dependent on the second, not dependent on the first. Sequence is irrelevant. Time is irrelevant because of one letter, which is wa. Right? وَالسَّابِحَاتِ سَبْحًا. Allah Azza wa Jalla is taking an oath by the angels that are gliding. Sabaha means to swim. They're gliding. The emphasis here is on how easy the angels float and fly. وَالسَّابِحَاتِ سَبْحًا. If you've ever watched a National Geographic documentary, the fastest bird is called the peregrine falcon, right? 200 to 300 kilometers. They can fly up to 200 to 300 kilometers. And they are just gliding, okay? Why am I giving you this imagery? Because between 3 and 4, there's a fa now. And that fa means it has to happen quickly. Something is going to happen quickly now and 3 and 4 are dependent on each other. Unlike, forget al-nazi'at now. Forget al-nashitat. Now we're on 3 categories, 3, 4, and 5, that depend on each other, and they're going to happen one after the other very quickly. Okay? 3, the falcon flying. And then the falcon switches to 200 to 300 kilometers per hour dive. Why? What did the falcon see? They see something that they can hunt. They saw something, right, that they can hunt. That's number 5. فَالْمُدَبِّرَاتِ أَمْرًا. They got an amr from Allah Azza wa Jal. So they shifted from gliding to 4. فَالسَّابِقَاتِ سَبْقًا. They are racing. The angels now are in a sabaq. They are racing to execute what? The order. They are to the amr. Exactly. It's like the falcon gliding, saw the prey, folded the wings, 300 kilometers per hour, straight down to the prey. It's the same imagery here. The angels. And because 3, 4, and 5 are dependent on each other, we're going to put fa between all 3. وَالسَّابِحَاتِ سَبْحًا. The angels are gliding, swimming effortlessly. All kinds of orders. Allah didn't specify any order, whether the order to do this, rain, mountain, soul of the believer, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Allah revealed to them an order. And because the angels do what? They don't disobey Allah Azza wa Jal, right? Extreme obedience is in this ayah right here, number 4. فَالسَّابِقَاتِ سَبْقًا. Not racing each other, but they are racing to obey Allah Azza wa Jal in whatever order He gave them. Folding the wings, full speed. To number 5. فَالْمُدَبِّرَاتِ أَمْرًا. To execute whatever order Allah Azza wa Jal has given them. How are we doing so far? We're not going to go beyond 5 ayahs, just to let you know. I think this is really overwhelmingly, and this is the kind of advanced tafsir that I wanted to give you today. But this sets the stage for many surahs that are similar to this one. And you'll see the waw and the fa in different locations. وَالْمُرْسَلَاتِ فَالْعَاصِفَاتِ. 1 and 2, and there's a fa. So now you know, even if you don't know what they mean, but you know that 2 and 1 dependent on each other, right? وَالْعَادِيَاتِ ضَبْحًا فَالْمُورِيَاتِ dependent. فَأَثَرْنَ بِهِ dependent. فَوَسَطْنَ بِهِ جَمْعًا dependent on the ayah before it with short duration. This lays down the foundation. The maf'ul mutlaq, you will find it in many ayahs in the Quran. Many ayahs. دكت السماء ودكت الأرض دكا دكا. You see what I mean? In many ayahs you will find the maf'ul mutlaq similar to وَالنَّاشِطَاتِ نَشْطًا وَالْمُرْسَلَاتِ عُرْفًا and so forth. I'm ready now, inshallah, for questions regarding to those 5 ayahs. Yes, sir.
Like you said, the falcon fly.
I didn't give you the mic.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. The falcon is flying up in the air, and he suddenly see whatever we want to hunt, he want to hunt. Okay, when angels they floating, the order they getting, they already get before they start flying, or what they fly, or Allah give them same time saying, go get it. The one they want to take there, he saw. How's that?
The brother is asking whether they were flying and then they got the order. Allahu alam. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. They got the order before, they got the order after. What's important for here was Allah Azza wa Jalla is emphasizing how easy it is for the angels the angels are created from light, right? And there's an ayah that says, تعرج الملائكة في يوم, the angels ascend in a day, the equivalent of مقداره 50,000 سنة, 50,000 years of what we count today. So the angels take flight in one day from here to the seventh heaven, the equivalent of 50,000 years of what we count here. This is not just the speed of light. This is the speed of Ar-Rahman, of Allah Azza wa Jal, that has given to the angels. So Allah Azza wa Jal, what He's trying to tell us, not trying, because brother, he told me, don't say Allah's trying. What Allah Azza wa Jal is telling us is that the angels are floating swiftly in Allah's malakut, in Allah's universe. But once Allah Azza wa Jal gives them an order, Allah Azza wa Jal also is telling us, and maybe this is a lesson for us on how we listen to the adhan, and maybe there's a soccer match, or maybe there is something, I say soccer match because of the African Cup nowadays, maybe there is something that will make you lazy to carry on the order of Allah Azza wa Jal, what He wants from you. So Allah Azza wa Jal is showing you how an obedient angel races, not just rushes, sabqa, races to do whatever Allah Azza wa Jal ordered. Excellent question. Anybody else? No questions at all tonight?
So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is trying to tell us that, you human beings, when I order you to do something, you do it, but you halfway do it, like you say in your example. Soccer match is on, it's 90 minutes, it's draw, so you don't want to leave to go make your prayer.
Prayer.
Right, but the angels, as soon as I give them a command,
Absolutely.
they don't even hesitate. They just
There's no
execute it
hesitation.
right away.
There's no hesitation.
So why do you think that we are the way we are? Why we?
Because we're given a choice. And that's the price of having a choice. You have a choice. The angels don't have a choice. They are created to obey Allah, period. That's it. Start a new paragraph. It's the price of choice. Brother, you want to say something?
So what I see, the angels, ما يعصون الله ما أمرهم. يعني they obey to Allah.
Yes.
They obey to Allah all
Yes.
the time. Whatever Allah said,
Whatever.
they will do it. And
Yes.
that's it. That's why I know.
Yes.
What I see the Quran.
Absolutely. And this is very important concept, because in other scriptures, there are other scriptures that have the angels as disobedient to Allah Azza wa Jal. And so in our faith, it's crucial to understand that the angels are obedient with absolute obedience. This is important because when Allah Azza wa Jal gave the angels, and Iblis was among them, and he was not created from light. Iblis is jinn, created from fire. But he was also given the order, and he refused to make the sajda. And some people, they want to interject in our faith that Iblis was an angel that disobeyed Allah. You understand? And so it's crucial for us to make that distinction, that the angels are noble creatures that are created to have absolute obedience, to the point that when given an order, they race. And that's ayah number 4, one of the most beautiful ayahs that describes them. For literary honesty, I want to say something about when Surah An-Nazi'at. Scholars have said that An-Nazi'at could be in reference to stars. They could be in reference to the wind, and they could be in reference to horses. But the majority of scholars and the majority of tafsir, including myself, I lean towards understanding this surah as description of angels. Okay, so I just wanted to let you know, you're entitled to believe whatever you want to believe. You may come across some tafsir that say that An-Nazi'at could be reference to stars, it could be reference to the wind, or it could be reference to horses. Okay? The emphasis is on the job description. وَحُذِفَ الْمَوْصُوفِ. What does that mean? Allah Azza wa Jal did not say, I swear by the angels that do nazi'at. He did not say, وَالْمَلَائِكَةَ النَّازِعَاتِ. The word itself was omitted. It's important for us to know why Allah Azza wa Jal omitted the angels from that sentence, to emphasize the job description. I'm going to give you an example between a father and a son about the homework again, okay? Watch the difference between the father saying to his son, I swear if you don't do your homework, I will hit you with a stick, okay? Now look at this one. I swear by that which causes redness. I didn't say what I'm going to beat you with. It could be a stick, it could be a hammer. I could end up in child services after this Zoom lecture goes to. But when you omit the object itself, it adds emphasis to al-qasam. Do you see? I swear by that which causes swelling. I swear by that which causes redness. Here you go. Take your imagination to whatever you want. You see what I mean? When the al-mawsuf, when that which is being described is omitted, it adds more to the meaning of the surah. Okay? Any more questions, inshallah? Yes?
My question is, the human being, we are human being. You see how it should look like I am? But what Allah taken to the person is the hellfire. And I hear the hellfire is 700 years, they changing different kind. Seven more years is going to be fighting, changing, black, white, red, and everything. So what Allah put him on that position, the person go, is going to be the way he is, or like, how he look like?
How will the non-believers in hellfire look like?
Yes, how?
I don't know. I don't want to know. I hope nobody.
But somebody told me, is one Sheikh, I was asking that question, and I was trying to be confirmed from you, what you're saying. He said me, your leg is going to be a hole in Maryland, in the hole is in this town. So to eat in the hellfire.
I swear by that which causes redness. Take your imagination to whatever you want. Whatever your imagination may be, wallahi, brother. I don't know.
The way I see it, that maybe I was so good fear for that. So it's going to be that person. I was young when he was told me that. You're not going to be like Hassan. You're going to be huge for.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you my approach to the Quran. Okay. My approach to the Quran, and I hope inshallah everybody takes the same approach, inshallah, or your own approach if you want to. Imagine the Quran as a big mansion, okay? And inside this mansion, there are rooms. Inside this mansion, there are rooms, okay? And each room represents a verse, an ayah, a clear sign of Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay? In order to get to this room, you need a key. Okay? In order to get to this room, to each and every room. How many verses are in the Quran? 6,000 plus ayat in the Quran. Okay? 6,000 plus rooms in the Quran. You need a key to go into each room. There's a master key. The master key is Surah Al-Fatiha. The master key is the opening chapter of the book. Whenever we come across something that's hard for us to understand, not so easy, especially when it comes to verses that are related to hellfire and punishment and stuff like that, take the master key and remind yourself that you are dealing with Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, the exceedingly merciful, the exceedingly compassionate, the exceedingly loving, the exceedingly just, and then open the door so that the shaitan does not come and enter your heart. As to why Allah Azza wa Jal described, when we described in Surah An-Naba, why did He describe the attributes of women in Jannah? Why did Allah Azza wa Jal allow men to marry 4? Why did Allah Azza wa Jal describe the extreme punishment? Why? When it becomes heavy on the heart to understand something beyond my limited mental capability, I'm trying to understand the word of Allah Azza wa Jal. And the word of Allah Azza wa Jal is an extension of Allah Himself. Allah Azza wa Jal is perfect. We said this in the last khutbah. Allah Azza wa Jal is perfect, so His words are what? Perfect. Allah Azza wa Jal is Aziz, He speaks with authority, so the words have izzah, they have authority. Allah Azza wa Jal is an-nur, nuru samawati wal ard. He is the light, so His words are what? Nur. They are light for us here, they are guidance. And so this perfection, this Quran, this level of perfection, we are merely trying to understand, merely trying to contemplate and understand. And sometimes for a believer, for a good person that believes in Allah Azza wa Jal, sometimes the description in hellfire is huge. In Surah An-Naba, there was boiling water and there was fire flying all over the place. Remember, brother, there was all kinds of stuff. And sometimes this is heavy for the heart. But Allah Azza wa Jal said in Surah An-Naba, Jaza'an wifaqa. It is punishment in perfect proportion to what they have done. Not an ounce extra. By the scales. Wifaqa. Perfect. يوافق ما عمل. In perfect proportion by the scales of what they have done. Never matching. The punishment fits the crime perfectly. Perfectly. Hard for me to understand something? Get the master key out and open the door with the complete Surah Al-Fatiha. Declare that He is the most merciful, the exceedingly loving. Then declare that He's the owner of Judgment Day, Malik Yawmiddin. Then declare that He is, no one else is worthy to be worshipped except Him, Iyyaka na'budu. Then declare that nobody is worthy of asking anything from except Him, Wa Iyyaka nasta'in. And then you ask politely and say, guide me. Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim. Guide me, Ya Allah, to understand your Quran. Any more questions? Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is actually a question. It's just, the passage about, how the soul of a non-believer are taken. Every time I used to come across, this passage or this ayat, I always, look at it as a punishment. But it's not just that, the way he explained it. It's because, they just, want to hold on to this world. They don't want to go. It's like, if you want somebody, if you find with somebody and they're holding, so you want to grab me like with force, harshness, it's something like that. It's just to let it go. So now I better understand, like, I mean, you know, the way you explain, okay, they just want to hold on to this word. They don't want to go because they never believe it.
They never believed in it. Absolutely. They're holding on to this dunya. They're holding on to this life. And the word is absolutely perfect to what's happening, because in the root of the word nazi'at, you will find the word niza'. Niza' literally means me and you are wrestling. So the angels are coming to wrestle the non-believer for the right to leave this world or not. And of course, they will win because the order has come. That's it. You can't even take an extra breath if it's not written for you. Any more questions, inshallah? Yes, sir.
Can I add one more thing?
Yes.
And a lot of times, like, you know, with the Quran, the Tafseer, you hear people say, like, according to this, like the scholar of this Tafseer, or sometimes even they mention like Ibn Mas'ud, because he was giving the, you know, the interpretation of the Quran. But I always ask myself, but Rasulullah Muhammad Sallallahu was over there. I mean, he was the chief or the master of the Tafsir of the Quran. Why, you know, I mean, they don't go to the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu, I mean, instead of saying like, okay, according to this scholar or according to Ibn Mas'ud, because everything started with Rasulullah Muhammad Sallallahu explained the Quran before he died. Why is that?
Rasulullah never gave tafsir to the Quran. He never gave tafsir to the Quran. The Quran is a treasure and it's a gift that will keep on giving until the day of judgment. And some verses were understood in a certain way back then, and we now have a better understanding of it today. And then the next generation will have even a better understanding of what we have today. And I gave the example last time. I'm sorry, I'm keeping you from dinner, right? But I apologize. In the last surah, guess what this is? It's a mountain. Yeah, my drawing is horrible, but okay. وَالْجِبَالَ أَوْتَادًا in Surah An-Naba. Allah Azza wa Jal said, haven't I made the mountains as pegs? The Arabs, they used to have tents. And the way to support the tent is by putting a peg, right? Allah Azza wa Jal is describing the mountains as pegs to stabilize the earth, okay? Back then, their understanding of a mountain and stabilization, I am sure, is completely different with the advanced technology that we have now, right? We understand now the core of the earth and what's the core like and all of that stuff, right? Go on YouTube and type in, what are mountains good for? And you will find something, a nice little short video that says the earth is made of tectonic plates. Tectonic plates. And when the tectonic plates come together, they form a mountain. If we did not have mountain, there would be lava all over the earth. And so, awtada, a peg, a mountain, is literally holding two tectonic plates together like a peg and a tent. Do you see how the understanding of today, they didn't know tectonic plates back then? They didn't know what the core of the earth was made of. The Quran will keep on giving. It's a treasure that will keep on giving. Allah Azza wa Jal will keep and will release the information to the next generation and to the next generation and to the next generation. And they will have even a more profound understanding of what we. But it all takes reflection. It takes an effort on your part to say, why? Yes, sir.
Last one. Can we end this with a request? I want to hear this, the 5 surahs, with the expression of what is described.
I'm sorry?
Can you recite this 5 ayat?
Can I recite them?
Recite this 5 ayat with the expression that describe this.
Oh,
motion.
can I just give a brief translation of the 5 ayat?
Oh, no. recited.
Recited in Arabic?
Yeah.
Oh, with the meaning.
Not with the meaning, but just the how
Just-
do you express this 5 ayahs with your recitation?
Where's our Imam? His voice is much better than mine. Why you put me on the spot? What if I don't have them memorized? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. When you want me to say والنازعات غرقا and then the meaning in English, correct?
No,
I just want to understand.
just
this.
yeah, just
Expressing the meaning. Yes. Yes. Yeah, but no English. You don't want English. No, just recite. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والنازعات غرقا والناشطات نشطا والسابحات سبحا فالسابقات سبقا فالمدبرات أمرا. Is that that was an easy request. I didn't understand what you were saying. That's easy. Any more questions? Sister? Surah Al-Naba, yes. I did. It's online, inshallah. Right, brother?
Yeah, just go to the website and the three already uploaded on the website. Yeah. Oh, okay.
All the video is directly live.
Yeah, we will check that. Thank you.
جزاك الله خير. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله جزاكم الله خيرا and see you inshallah for the continuation next time. الله وبركاته.